What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da, the TrackStar, and welcome back to Dancehall Master Class, Chapter 3, Episode 2. Last video we cover phase and basically just, frequency relation as it pertains to samples. Cool? So in this video, we kind of build upon that. Not really so much go back into it, but kind of just, put it to the test. Like just make sure, go through, build a pattern and double check and see what's really going on, right? So let me say, the basic drum pattern is 3, 3, and 2, right there. So let's build a simple drum pattern. Let's start with the drums. Cool. And we'll just duplicate that. So we have exactly the same thing. Like we said, starting very, very simple. So the simplest form, you can basically take that kick pattern and paste it over the drums. Cool. So when building patterns, there are not a lot of things to take into consideration. The main thing, the very main and most important thing is the sound. What type of sound am I going for? Am I doing an emotional rhythm? What kind of vibe me have? Me have like a upbeat? What kind of style me have? Like a very spacious me have a, so it's kind of like split second thing where you just say, yo, I want to build one R&B rhythm. A long time I build that. Or I want to build one up tempo. I want to build one dance rhythm. I want to build one party rhythm. You know what I mean? Just those are the things that you really take into consideration. And a lot of the times, the more sounds you add, if you don't have an idea exactly what you want to, you say, just build a rhythm. A lot of the times, the sound selection will pretty much dictate exactly what you are trying to do from a perspective where you might pick certain sounds, and subconsciously, you might not be thinking about it, but in your head, you pick the sounds them, but when you go through the sounds, you still say, so that no fit with that and that no fit with that. So subconsciously I say, I don't know what kind of rhythm I want to build, but while you pick the sounds them, when you play a kick, I'm say, all right, let me listen. Like me, I say, okay, yeah, that kick, then clap there. That would have fit with that clap there. That would, you know what I mean? So you subconsciously do that, even though you might not know it, because in your head, you just build a rhythm from scratch. You don't really care. You don't have no idea. You still subconsciously think about it. And, just something to think about. Like, just honestly, when we come in and I say, oh, just build a rhythm today. I'm going to start pick my sounds then. Once I hear a sound, I say, all right, why would I go with that sound there? So you have the vibe. Once you hear the first sound, you have the vibe. Whether you know it or not. Because it's not like you're going to pick a piano and then go pick one bagpipe. You know what I mean? Understand what I say? Because the piano probably not going to get that type of vibe there. You understand what I say? So, yeah, subconsciously, you always know what you want to do. You might not know it like you might not speak it out there and say, yo, so we'll build this, but in your head, you always kind of listen for the sounds that will match up with certain sounds. So, like I said, without building out a simple drum pattern, we have 100 BPM over there right now. So let's get into it. So we have the kick already in there. So now we'll just kind of fill out perks. I really want to kind of talk about percussion. Percussion is a thing when we look on it as purely ear candy. You understand? It's there just for serve a purpose of giving the listener something to listen to outside of all of the main instruments, right? Different rhythms do call for different type of percussion. So in this situation, we have a nice little up-tempo groove. So me a listener, I say, all right, cool. We have a perks, we can, fit them in. The best places for put percussion is always somewhere want to have something already. So we have these two notes here, so these two, we have that, we have all of them here, we have this, them here, you know what I mean, and so on and so on. Those are the best spots to put it because then I have nothing else to play. Like if me take this and put it under the kick. Yeah, you can hear it. But you're not going to really focus on it like if you hear it somewhere else because it'll give you something else to listen to. It just the underneath the kick and the snare. But if I come now and put it right here, so now you can listen and say, something that's a guan. You understand? And you kind of just build upon that, the idea. My percussions are always typically offbeat and somewhere else outside of the main drum grooves and all of that type of shit. So let's fill out this first perk right here. So we have something like a shaker. Cool. Nice. Very simple. Straight to the point. We have the sleigh bells, right? So now, find a spot for that. Cool. We have like a nice little perk. So when I use stuff like this, when it's kind of rimmy, what I like for this kind of double them up, right? So a lot of the times what I do is I always choose like the first two gray notes or the first two steps out of the last two steps out of the first bar. Because when I look on the step sequence, I'm going to just say the first two gray notes. And we do that literally for the both sections. No, but y'all might say, oh, well, brother, it's underneath the kick. But yeah, it's under the kick. But the first note fall outside of the kick. So that trigger your attention. And then the second note basically just keep it. So if we listen, you know, you still hear the second note, you still focus on it because the first note or the first sample trigger your attention and say, all right, cool. Yeah, something did so. And oh, yeah, me hear it underneath. You know what I mean? So you kind of just grab the attention and hold the attention. That's basically what I try to do when it comes to percussion. I treat all percussion, like me say, like ear candy. They're not there to take the attention away from nothing. Them did it to keep interest. Them really just did it as some filler to keep you interested in the song, so the song no sound like the same thing 24/7. All right, cool. So if we look upon all of this as a start, me look upon my claps or my snares as a finish, right? So we have everything a go on. Everything sound good. But we don't have no payoff. You understand? We have a build-up with the kick. And it feel like something missing. Cool? So we need to kind of get a payoff. This is where like a clap or a snare upon the, what would I call, the downbeat. You understand? So we have the upbeat, which is right here. But then the downbeat just left and just stranded empty. So this is where the payoff would come in handy. So we add the clap here. We add the clap here. Like I say, it's always good to double check your samples. In FL, it's really simple because we can stretch this out and look on the sample and say, okay, that's cool. It's playing all right. Stretch this out. Like this with a little bit of a sound a little bit thicker like that. So we'll left it. But everything sounds good. You know, them start at the pretty much the same exact point. Polarity wise, if we listen to them together, we flip the polarity upon one. This way is softer, but this one have a little bit more body upon it. But this one have a little bit more top end. I like that a little bit more. So when we say them good together, them fit. Cool. So now if we play with them inserted, cool. All right. So now that we have that, the last piece of perk, because I do consider hi-hats percussion because they don't have to be in a track. They kind of just provide that energy. You know, a hi-hat can change the whole vibe of a drum pattern, basically depending on the energy that you provide it, right? So what do I mean? So simply, this simple pattern, fill each two-step. That doesn't really provide any energy, right? But if we change that to every step, let's turn it off. You know, it just seems as if it needs more vibe. You understand? And different patterns provide different energy sources, if you want to call it that. Because if we had a more traditional pattern where we have something like This is basically now following along to what's going on with the drums. You know, and that provides a different sort of energy because it's not constant. It's playing with the drums, you know, so it's kind of masked a little bit. But it definitely provides something. You understand? So basically, if I were to take out the hi-hats, take out the claps, and it just seems so empty. It just feels dry. Cool. And that's basically just the basic, you know, drum pattern. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll just continue to build on from this type of stuff. So until next time, Mr. Boy, Itz-Beez-Da, the TrackStar. Peace.